Hello, hello. Finally. Yay, it's working. All right. So, very challenging start of the day. Don't know how long this has been going, but I need to shut this other thing off before we can continue. Okay, that's cool, that's cool. Alrighty then. Oh, Jesus. Okay. This is just really okay. So what's happening is today is Thursday, July 31st, 2014. This is episode number 47, live and in person from Venice Beach, Californication, the veritable edge of Western civilization. So what's happening for me personally is the sun is at approximately 8 degrees Leo in my 7th house of public relations, dealing with the public, right? And that's the exact degree that Mars is. Mars is the planet that has technology and radical change and consciousness, right? And today, this whole technology thing has not been working right. So I actually launched this already half an hour ago, and it's taken up a half hour worth of broadcast to get it working right. But saying that, how this came up on, if it came, that I'm, usually it sends a message to my book thing, and it sent a message, all right, in Chinese. How does it pick this up? It usually sends it in Portuguese for some reason, just randomly picking Portuguese. But today, I think it's Chinese. It looks like it, maybe it looks Chinese. It could be Korean, Japanese, but it's, definitely not in English. So, very challenging day. Very, very challenging day. And so I should probably talk a little bit about that. I had my good friend Travis Shivers stop by earlier, and we had a little conversation and about it. And I don't know what people think. Life is like. I mean, I have a very beautiful place, and I am doing my best to create beauty and consciousness and raise the vibration and all the space and all those things. Live up to my full potential, and there's this old, you've heard it before, before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. And I'd like to add to that even while you may experience enlightenment, you may also, at the same time that you're feeling enlightened and everything, you are going to be challenged to the max, and you're going to feel all those things that everybody else feels. And there's no mistake about that. You're going to feel anger, you're going to feel frustrated, you're going to feel, density. You're going to feel loads of density because, some of it's yours and some of it's other people's, but density is density one way or the other. You're still going to feel it. And obviously the goal is to work through that, to do the right thing. And the right thing is to maintain a sense of who you are, right? Consciousness. But even when you maintain that sense of consciousness, you know, that sense of okay, I'm infinite and immortal, and the universe is infinite love, and still you will be and challenged and challenged and challenged, and I guess it's that old to whom much is given, much is expected, and knowledge is power's responsibility. And there are times when words really are helpful. You know, there are times when just being able to articulate what is the problem is enough. But there are other times when that's not enough. When you know, there has to be a change made, and you know, understanding the problem, understanding conditions, isn't enough. So the way I articulated it to my friend Travis, you know, he was suggesting, you know, that I should, you know, create a business plan and, you know, take my work to the next level and all that stuff. And I was like, dude, dude, I've done this before. I've written business plans, and I've gotten people. I've managed to convince myself and other people that certain things are going to happen. And I, you know, worked the business plan and did, you know, follow through on my end, and it still didn't work. And eventually, I had to do my best to pay back the money that I'd borrowed to do the thing, you know. And I was like, my intuition is it isn't about that. You know, I don't have a problem with, you know, which is, you know, the plan is to do a business plan for the exhibition, and possibly for one or two of the documentaries that are upcoming. You know, do an Indiegogo or crowdsourcing funding proposal for those projects. But I was like, and I just say it point blank, you know, it's like all of that is to get, you know, it's to get other people involved in using other people's money to accomplish something, okay? But where I'm at is I don't want to. I'm not looking for a lifeboat, you know. I feel like there needs to be some sort of foundational. I need to be coming from a place of a strong foundation, and until I feel like I'm generating enough resources through my own efforts, I'm reticent to invite anybody else to like jump on board of that, and because I feel like it's really about my relationship with the universe, you know, and that relationship, you know, what is it? The question is, what is it that the universe wants me to realize something? What is it the universe? What am I missing? You know, what am I not getting? Is there something that I'm not? Is there some stone I'm not turning over? Because it feels like I've turned over every freaking stone. You know, I work my ass off, pay my brain off, and the thing is, it doesn't matter if I work my ass off or I paint my brains out or I create like crazy, or none of that matters if you know, it doesn't support the work, you know, like unless money comes from it. And I mean, it matters to me because I couldn't not create, but the work should be, at this stage, the work should be supporting itself. And so, like, a good example is yesterday. Didn't make a penny, you know, but I had to put in the same amount of work whether I made no money or I made, you know, thousands of dollars, you know. And it's the same amount of effort for me. I mean, of course, it's more taxing when I, you know, come to the end of the day and I don't have enough to get dinner. You know what I mean? But I can fast, I can starve. I've been there, done that. You know, not afraid to do it again if that's what's necessary. But I don't feel like you know, repeat performances of trials, tribulations, struggles, and whatnot. I don't feel like that's the what's to be served by that at this point. You know, I'm certainly not proving anything to myself about whether or not I can starve or whether or not I can, you know, survive, or, you know, it's, or whether or not I can even thrive. You know, it's like what? I don't get it. I don't get it. But you know, looking at the astrology, I know that there is, okay, so there's the, you know, where the sun is right now. It's in my 7th house, and in Leo, and it's coming to a direct square to Saturn in the sky for everybody, okay? Because Saturn's at 16 degrees, Scorpio. And so over the next week or so, the sun is going to be exactly squaring Saturn. But right now, it's activating that natural square, that natal square between my Uranus and my midheaven. My midheaven is 17 degrees Scorpio. And so I'm feeling all this, you know, pressure of limitation from Saturn on my earthly mission, right? But Saturn is also, I'm Saturn, you know, I'm Capricorn rising. So whatever planet rules the sign that's on ascendant, on a person's ascendant, that's a ruling or governing planet, right? And so wherever that planet is in the sky at the moment tells you what page you're on, as you know, that as your ruling or governing planet, what the influence that are directly affecting you. And I'm definitely feeling like, you know, crescendo. I'm definitely feeling like I'm at the top. Literally, I have Saturn at the top of my chart, putting pressure on my earthly mission. I feel like, okay, this is my earthly mission. I feel like a pressure to accomplish what my earthly mission is, and at the same time, I'm feeling like thwarted in that process. You know, I'm feeling, you know, like the universe is saying to me, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this, and yet it's not supporting me doing that. You know, it's not providing the things for me to accomplish those things. You know, and I'm like, what's that about? Is that so that I can just feel frustrated? You know, I don't think so, because there's, you know, there's enough. I think I've experienced, you know, plenty of frustration in this lifetime, and you know, there were earlier, just 10 years ago, you know, if I would be a lot more vocal about this sense of frustration. You know, I feel a lot calmer in the middle of feeling the frustration, and I recognize that the frustration I'm feeling is the same frustration that everybody feels. You know, so yeah, okay, I've connected into the frustration field of the planet, and you know, meanwhile, I look at you know, the global circumstances. You know, what's going on with you know, geopolitically and economically and everything like that. And you know, on one hand, it feels like small. You know, when I'm dealing with the small potatoes, but hey, these are the only friggin' potatoes I got. You know, these are my potatoes that I'm supposed to be in charge of. You know, and it's disturbing to me to be at this stage of the game. Not still focused on the basic things, like, do I have enough to take care of myself? Do I have enough to, you know, pay my bills? I mean, instead of, you know, being in a position to help other people, I'm not even in a position to take care of my own business. and I'm at a complete loss as to what to do about that, other than to keep forging ahead and keep focusing on, what does the universe want me to know? What does the universe want me to do? What is it that I can do at this moment that would move the ball down the field? And other than standing here and having this conversation with whoever the hell is watching this, which is it's more of a dialogue actually, but you get the general idea. Other than doing this broadcast, I have no clear idea. That said, thanks for listening. Got 44%, and let's look at yesterday's painting. Yep, she's got a pig. There's a pig in a basket. She's got a pig in a basket. Yep, that's a pig on a bicycle in a basket. Yep. Oh boy. Did you need a pig in a basket? Because there's one right. We can just. No? Okay. Whatever. So this is yesterday's painting. This is as far as we got. Yeah, that sound that you hear maybe in the background is a pig in a basket. Crazy. I'd like to say that this is the first time I've seen a pig on the boardwalk, but no, this is the third time I've seen a pig this year on the boardwalk. But it's the first year I've ever seen one since 1989. Yep, that's. Yeah. Yeah, that's some craziness right there. I don't know, you think, let's go to the beach. Yeah, let's bring the pig, put the pig in a basket on a bicycle. That's happens every day, right? Yeah, that's how things work. Standard operating procedure. Just bring the pig to the beach in a basket. Yeah, nice pig, nice and white, very docile. See how that is when this dog goes by there. German Shepherd. How does a German Shepherd see food? It's seeing the food. Oh, LAPD. I'm not even going to say anything. I'm not saying anything. I'm not really saying anything. But LAPD has stopped to see the pig. Yeah, and I'm not saying anything. And they're. Yep. Yeah, the pig is, and the police are moving on.
I want that pig.
You want the pig? Okay. Try? No. Okay. It's good. It's good. 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 Crazy. Okay. And what? You don't need to know why you might do what you do. I'd show you the pig, but you'd probably lose the connection by moving the computer. So, yeah, that's, yeah, she's putting pig back in the basket on the bicycle. Yep. I watched this really great movie last night. It's the entertainer and his son, and the beautiful dead woman was his last model. Well, that's a beautiful thing. You have the pig and the German Shepherd hanging out like nothing, like nothing. Huh? Yeah. So Renoir, the movie was set in 1915 during the First World War, and Renoir's son, Jean, who became the filmmaker, comes home or gets sent home from the war because he got shot in the leg, and they had to take out 2 inches of bone out of his left leg, which left him with a gimp. And this girl was referred to Renoir as a potential model by, I forget, who's another French artist, and she became Renoir's model for the last part of his life until he died. And of course, in the movie, Jean and the girl fall in love, and in real life, they eventually married in a couple months after Renoir died. They were married in 1920, and for years, she was his inspiration for getting into. And what's interesting is that he split in 1931, and he went to make films and moved to Hollywood and made films. And he's really famous. So on the other hand, obscurity and Paris. Being starring in his first 10 movies, which he wouldn't have done if, she wouldn't have done. It was her idea to be an actress, to do films, and he wasn't really that into it. But he did it because she wanted to. And we're all the beneficiaries, because he he made this movie that you may have seen. It's called Grand Illusions. It's considered one of the best movies ever made. Anyway, the movie was really well shot. It's beautiful, beautiful. And the dialogue was just really well written and acted. And Benoit had something like arthritis in his hands, and it was really painful for him to stand or to paint. But he did it because he couldn't help but do anything else. And there's a scene where the doctor, his physician, had him stand up and walk, and he was able to do it, but he said, I can't do this because it's just going to take, it takes all the energy I have to get up and walk, and I need that energy to paint. He says, and the doctor says, so what happens when you paint with your hands? He says, point blank, he says, I'll paint with my dick. You got to understand, this guy, I mean, he was in his 80s at that point, you know, and basically in a wheelchair, but painting some of the best work of his life, you know. And because, as he said in the movie, it's like his son, who wrote the best, John, he wrote the definitive biography of his father, published in the 60s, late 50s, early 60s. Simply, I think it's just simply called Rome. His son came back from the war and saw what his father was doing, because his son had been a model for him when he was a kid, you know, and you know, and he really didn't like move around, get up and set his scenes and all that kind of stuff. So, because he couldn't get up himself, and his son said, you know, you're painting. You paint, and he says, yeah, because I've just simplified everything. I realized what I don't need to do. You know, what's valuable and what isn't. So another says, I've spent my whole life trying to kind of paint like a child, you know, with that fresh mind. And I totally get what he's talking about. When you think that you know, it just gets, you eventually have to overcome it. you know, really to push the boundaries of what it is that you think that, you know, in order to paint something new. Otherwise, you could just repeat yourself. Renoir was apparently, I didn't know this until I saw the movie, but he started when he was like, he started painting when he was, I think, 13 years old as a plate painter. Painted plates. That's how he learned how to paint. And he said in the movie, he's like, you know, if automation, you know, hadn't come in, if, you know, the factories hadn't come in and automated the plate painting business, then he would have stayed a plate painter and been glad to have the job, you know. But no, I'm not knowing that before, but knowing it now, it's like I can totally see how he's a plate painter in his work, because a lot of his work, it looks like, you know, it looks like something a plate painter would paint. You know? Another thing, just a personal thing. There's this. There are these trees that you see in these paintings. I've been to France, but you know I hadn't been to that part of France, I don't think. And there are these trees that you see in the paintings of these French impressionists, Van Gogh and Monet, and of course Renoir. And they had these trees in the movie, and I was like, oh yeah, okay, because those trees, they always look really gnarly, you know. They look like very like burl, you know, like we have here in California, burl trees, which are, you know, it's redwood trees that, or ironwood trees, look like ironwood trees. They're not. These trees actually look like his arthritic hands. All gnarly. But I totally get where he's coming from about, you know, the last thing you could do, it came down to you couldn't paint with your hands, what would you paint with, you know? Whatever you can, you know? Yep.
I know he wants to be, but okay. I think he's taller. Yeah. Thank you.
What's your name?
Sunshine
Still
come
looks
on,
bright.
sky.
Oh well. It's not like all heck's breaking loose on this board.
But dude, you were awesome though, because and I really don't know. Now I'm gonna tell Mom. That was funny. Oh, you were.
Damn, that's so beautiful. I love summer.
All the way back home. I think the library back there. Hopefully we can pass it.
I had this stream this morning, early this morning, where I sold, or I should say, I painted a big painting, and it was priced at $20,000, and there were several people that were interested in it. And they wanted me to sell it to them, and I said, well, just show me the money. In the dream, I'm saying this. You know, show me, whoever shows me the money first, they're the one who gets the painting. Which is, I don't usually have dreams like that, but what was interesting about it was that feeling. Okay, what I immediately thought about what I would do with the money. It would take care of all the projects that I have on the burner and get to pay off all my bills and all that kind of stuff. And so the dream was just about that feeling of being able to take care of everything. And that feeling was wonderful. I was thinking about that yesterday. I was thinking about the painter. What's his name? Kincaid.
Really fabulous trip. All the things that happened afterwards, notwithstanding, you were.
Low battery, 11%. Cool. So this guy Kincaid was I guess he was the most financially successful painter in the modern era. You know, this guy sold more work than anybody else, made, you know, tons of money and everything like that. And I think he ended up committing suicide or something. Either committed suicide or died of cancer. Or I'm just clear on what he painted. Just, you know, it was a lot of stuff was, you know, very commercial, very, I think it was Christian oriented and, you know, home and family, mother and country, all that kind of stuff. But, you know, you know, obviously it didn't work for him. Painting what's familiar, you know, painting what's comfortable. So when I paint something that's comfortable, like this is comfortable to me, you know, then, you know, what I think about, okay, all right, been there, done that. Now what? You know, what's the, how can I tweak it to make it so that it's something different than what I've done, you know? Cool. Okay, so we got 4%. Gonna get cut off. I'll post, of course, the final version on the Facebook thing. And thanks for watching. Episode number 47.
Bence açık abi, ben olsam bana sorsan ben bunu anlarım. Ama desem ki her şeyi
So, now what? What goes in there? You know something goes in there, right?
Oh, I saw the cutest baby bulldog today.